Hello बच्चों, let's see passage 2. It talks about the Indian Constitution stands as a testament to the nation's commitment to the principle of justice, liberty and equality. These principles find resonance in the recognition of right to clean and safe environment as a fundamental right under the ambit of fundamental rights and as an imperative of the directive principle of state policy DPSP. Article 21 of the Constitution of India guarantees the right to life and personal liberty. Over the years, the judiciary has interpreted right expansively, recognizing that it encompasses right to clean and healthy environment. So basically ये passage बोल रहा है कि जो आर्टिकल 21 है जो हमें राइट टू लाइफ और पर्सनल लिबर्टी देता है उसको बहुत ओवर द टाइम इंटरप्रीट कर करके यही सामने लाया गया कि राइट टू क्लीन एंड हेल्दी एनवायरनमेंट भी उसमें इंक्लूडेड है. This interpretation is pivotal as it infuses environmental protection with constitutional sanity. It is in the case of Ratlam Municipal Corporation versus Vardachan, the Supreme Court upheld that right to a clean environment as an integral facet of right to life under Article 21. This landmark judgment firmly established that any act or omission that endangers the environment infringes upon the fundamental rights of the citizen and consequently invokes the state duty to protect and preserve the environment. The directive principle of state policy DPSP enshrined in Part 4 of the Constitution provides a holistic and long-term vision for governance in India. Article 48A and Article 51AG of the DPSP are of particular significance in the context of environmental protection. Article 48A, अब हम Article 48A क्या बोलते हैं ये देखते हैं. It makes it a ड्यूटी होती है स्टेट पे कि वो प्रोटेक्ट और इम्प्रूव करे एनवायरमेंट को, फॉरेस्ट को एंड वाइल्ड लाइफ को. But when we talk about Article 51AG, it talks about फंडामेंटल ड्यूटी. अब ये ड्यूटी किसकी बात कर रही है? ऑन एवरी सिटीजन टू प्रोटेक्ट एंड इम्प्रूव द नेचुरल एनवायरमेंट. दिस प्रोविजंस अंडरस्कोर द एनवायरमेंटल कंजर्वेशन इज नॉट merely a legislative or administrative matter but a constitutional directive that guides both the state action and individual responsibility. The constitutional perspective on the right to clean and safe environment has further been illuminated through the case of MC Mehta versus Union of India. In this case, the Supreme Court issued directives to address industrial pollution. इसमें address किया गया था industrial pollution in the Taj trapezium zone, emphasizing the right to clean environment is an essential component of the right to life. So basically MC मेहता वाले केस में क्या हुआ था कि ताज जो है वो डिग्रेड हो रहा था बिकॉज ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल पोल्यूशन, तो उस बेसिस पे ये जजमेंट आया था. By doing so, the court enforced the constitutional obligations enshrined in Article 21 and highlighted the need for state agencies to act in accordance with the DPSP environmental directives. In summary, the constitutional perspective on the right to clean and safe environment in India find its strength in the interplay between fundamental right. अब दोनों का इंटरप्ले है यहाँ पे, फंडामेंटल राइट्स भी मिल रही है हमको और डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ स्टेट पॉलिसी भी मिल रही है, जिस वजह से हम प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट एनफोर्स कर पा रहे हैं. दिस पर्सपेक्टिव नॉट ओनली रिकॉग्नाइजेस द राइट टू क्लीन environment as fundamental but also places a constitutional duty. अब हम देख रहे हैं क्योंकि ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के आर्टिकल्स में बारे में बात हो रही है तो यहाँ पे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल ड्यूटी भी इम्पोज की जा रही है. अब ये ड्यूटी किस पे इम्पोज की जा रही है? ये स्टेट पे भी इम्पोज की जा रही है और सिटीजन्स पे भी इम्पोज की जा रही है टू प्रोटेक्ट एंड प्रिजर्व द एनवायरमेंट. दिस प्रिंसिपल्स हैव बीन reinforced through landmark cases like Ratlam Municipal Corporation case, MC Mehta case, establishing a robust framework for environmental protection rooted in Indian Constitution. Now that we have seen the passage, let's see the questions. Question number 6 it talks about, in a particular scenario, a manufacturing firm identified as X discharges its waste into the nearby river Kamuna. In inciting grievances among the residents residing in the vicinity who subsequently engaged in peaceful protest. Upon seeking legal counsel, the lawyer advises them to initiate a legal proceeding. According to the information provided in the passage, which of the specific article of Indian Constitution explicitly delineates the state's duty in this matter? So basically हमने ये बोल रहा है कि जो इंडस्ट्री थी फर्म एक्स वो अपना वेस्ट डिस्चार्ज करती थी रिवर कमुना में, जिस वजह से जो वहां के लोग थे उन्होंने एक लीगल प्रोसीडिंग इनिशिएट की। अब ये हमें बताना है कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का कौन सा आर्टिकल है इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का जो कि एक्सप्लिसिटली स्टेट की ड्यूटी को स्टेट पे ड्यूटी डिलिनेट करता है फॉर द सेम मैटर। Let's see the options. Option number A talks about under Article 21, given that citizens possess a fundamental duty to secure and clean environment. When Article 21 ki we are talking about, it is a right, it is a fundamental right of citizen. It does not specifically impose any duty upon the state. So this is a wrong option. B says under Article 48A, as it precisely outlines the state's responsibility to safeguard and enhance the environment comprising forest and wildlife. This is a absolutely correct option because 48A पे explicitly state पे duty impose की गई है कि वो environment को safeguard करेंगे and enhance करेंगे forest और wildlife पे ध्यान देते हुए. C says under Article 51AG, which establishes a fundamental duty on every citizen. अब यहाँ पे जो fundamental duty है वो citizen को दी जा रही है, but जो हमारा question है वो बात करता है कि वो duty कब state पे आती है. So again 51AG is a wrong option, making D also a wrong option because A is a wrong option, only B is correct option. Let's see question number 7. In Kathura city, the Holi festival is celebrated extensively, but the use of harmful colors during the celebration has been found to lead to significant pollution of river Tejas. In response, the state government has imposed a ban on the use of harmful colors during the festival, permitting only natural colors. Subsequently, NGO has filed a case against state government contending that this ban infringes upon the freedom to practice religion as guaranteed under Article 19 of the Constitution. Is this ban justified? अब देखो ban जो है वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ harmful colors के लिए impose किया गया है. इस पे clearly दिया हुआ है कि permission थी to use the natural colors. तो इसमें क्या right to practice religion जो हमें Constitution of India ने दी है वो hamper हो रही है क्या? We need to find that out. Let's see the options. A says the ban is not justified as it contravenes Article 19 of the Constitution, which guarantees the freedom to practice religion, and the pollution of water resource may not severe enough to warrant such restrictions. When we talk about Article 19, although it is a fundamental right, but this is not absolute in nature, and hence these are subject to reasonable restriction. And pollution of Tejas river, polluting river Tejas is one of the reasonable restriction, and hence the ban is justified in nature, and the option is saying the ban is not justified, so this is a wrong option. B says the ban is justified because the pollution resulting from harmful colors possess harm to the environment. Possessing harm to an environment is enough ground for imposing the reasonable restrictions on the fundamental rights of the people or the citizens, so this is a right option. C says the ban is justified because because the state is fulfilling its duty as enshrined under Article 47 to protect the environment. Though the option is correct in nature, but when we talk about the question, it is specifically talking about individual rights and liberties, but Article 47 is about the state's duty, and hence it is not addressing what is specifically asked in the question, so this is also a wrong option. D says the ban is not justified and it does not significantly impact citizens' right to a clean environment. Again, a wrong option. Let's see question number 8. It talks about in the light of the recent report revealing that the utilization of LPG gas within residential kitchen stand as a second most prominent contributor to air pollution in the sovereign nation of LDA, the government has taken decisive action. This action involves imposing a ban on the use use of LPG gas for cooking purposes with a simultaneous mandate for the adoption of electric appliances for cooking. The rationale behind this government initiative is grounded in the duty to protect and preserve the environment as prescribed under Article 48A of the LDN Constitution, and to safeguard the inalienable right of clean environment as enshrined under Article 21. Can this ban be considered as valid? So basically यहाँ पे usage of LPG को ban कर दिया गया है on the basis of Article 48A, जो कि ड्यूटी इम्पोज करता है स्टेट पे टू प्रिजर्व द एनवायरमेंट, और इससे बेसिकली जो आर्टिकल 21 है सिटीजन्स की जो उनको राइट टू क्लीन एनवायरमेंट देती है उसको भी सेफ गार्ड किया जा रहा है. नाउ वी नीड टू सी वेदर दिस बैन इज वैलिड और नॉट. फॉर द सेम लेट्स सी द ऑप्शंस. Option A talks about the ban is valid since it is reasonable to put a ban to curb air pollution and LPG was causing the second highest air pollution in the country. We have already seen this in the fact कि second highest contributor था LPG for air pollution. Thus by imposing such a ban, the state is ensuring the fundamental rights of the citizen and following its duty enshrined in DPSP. तो इसमें ये ban को follow करके fundamental rights भी guarantee हो रही है और जो state पे duty impose की गई है DPSP से वो भी follow हो रही है. So this is a right option because it focuses on all the aspects which are related to the validity of the ban. B says the government should have imposed regulation on switching to electronic appliances instead of making it mandatory. It is not per se talking about the validity of ban, but it is giving a alternative approach to the ban. So this is a wrong option because question particularly ask about the validity of the ban. C option says the ban is not valid since it is not feasible for poor households to switch to expensive electrical appliances. Though this concern is very valid and appropriate in the present time, but it is not per se talking about the validity of ban, which is the central concern of the question. So this is also a wrong option. D says the ban is not valid since it is not reasonable to put a blanket ban on LPG since it is a main source of number of households. Again, this is highlighting a very important issue, but it is not per se talking about the validity of the ban or giving the reasons for the same. So this is also a wrong option. Let's see question number 9. In response to escalating air pollution contributed to vehicular emissions in the city of Delhi, the state has enacted a regulatory order promoting the adoption of electric vehicles and offering subsidies to facilitate this transition. Is the order legal? अब यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, यहाँ पे जो एयर पोल्यूशन हो रहा है उसकी वजह से जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट है उन्होंने एक रेगुलेटरी ऑर्डर निकाला है कि आप इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स पे शिफ्ट हो जाइए, जिससे हम आपको सब्सिडीज भी ऑफर कर रहे हैं उसी सेम चीज के लिए. तो अब हमें बताना है कि ये ऑर्डर वैलिड है या नहीं वैलिड है. लेट्स सी द ऑप्शंस फॉर द सेम. Option A says yes, the order is legally valid because it encourages the shift to electric vehicle by providing subsidies to support a smooth transaction. Just the provision of subsidies is not making the ban valid, and here the question's main concern is whether ban is valid or not. Though it is working towards the smooth transaction, but it is not talking about the validity of the ban. So this is a wrong option. B says yes, the order is legally valid as it does not impose a ban on other vehicle types, allowing citizens to make choices in their transportation preferences. This is again giving a positive impact about the ban. It is not per se giving the validity of the ban. Though this is making the transition more feasible and administratively effective, but the ban is the order is legally valid or not, that is not resolved in this option. So this is a wrong option. C says yes, the order is legally valid because it upholds the right to clean environment and fulfills the state duty to protect the environment. Here the main concern is whether the order is valid or not valid. So this is giving कि वो valid है because ये right to clean environment को uphold करता है और state की duty है जो protection of environment, ये दोनों चीज को uphold करता है जो कि दिए हुए हमारे Constitution of India में, and hence order being a legally valid one. So this is a right option. D is a wrong option because it talks about none of the. Let's see the last question. It talks about which of the following statements are false. अब हमें ये बताना है कि कौन सा स्टेटमेंट जो नीचे चार स्टेटमेंट दिए उसमें से फॉल्स है. Statement 1 talks about all fundamental rights are enforceable against all citizens, private individuals, and government. When we talk about the fundamental rights, they are enforceable to all citizens, private individuals, and government is a wrong statement because they are enforceable to private individuals and citizens only when there is specific law about the same or there is infringement of such fundamental right by an individual person. So the statement 1 is wrong. Statement 2 talks about fundamental right have more enforceability than directive principle of state. So when we talk about fundamental rights, they are enforceable in the court of law. But when we talk about the directive principle of state policy, that is DPSP, they are mere guidelines and they are not something which are enforceable in the court of law. So this is again a wrong option. See, third option says Article 21 is a fundamental right and is guaranteed only to citizens residing in the country. When we see the option, it is restricting the fundamental right of Article 21 only by stating that it is only to citizens residing in the country. But this fundamental right is applicable to all citizens and non-citizens. So this is applicable to everyone and not just to the citizens residing in the country. So third is also a wrong statement. Fourth says DPSP deals which are meant to be kept in mind by the state when it formulates policies and enacts laws. This is a right option because DPSP are mere guidelines which are given to state to be followed while making the acts or policies for the state to be enshrined in the constitution. So this is a right statement. So let's see the options which is suitable. ऑप्शन नंबर अब हमें बताना है कि इसमें से keep an eye on the question. The question says which statements are false. तो हमें ऐसा ऑप्शन ढूंढना है जो 1 2 3 मेंशन करता है. Let's see A says 1 2 3 are false, so this is a right option. Let's see B, it says only 3 is false, again a wrong option. C says all are true, a wrong option. D says all are false, a wrong option. I hope the passage was understandable, the questions were interpretable. Keep studying and all the best.